Hello, my name is Toof. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about United Therapeutics. Second time I'm making a video about this stock that I really love. And today I want to give you an update based on the first quarter of 2024 that just reported today. The share price increased by 9% at $255, but based on the, let's say, the operating model that I will share with you today, I think the share price can increase up to for $25, which could represent approximately 70% increase. But I want to remind everybody that I'm not a financial advisor, so please make your due diligence before you think about investing in this company. Here is the overall results, revenues and EPS. So obviously you saw that the May 1st, which is the first quarter of 2024, they reported today, and they smashed the revenue, so the beat, and also the EPS beat by far. $306 million, that's what they came up for the net income this quarter. Before I go really into details, I just want to give you an overview of what exactly it is and also the status of the different drugs and the trials that are ongoing. So obviously here I just made a split revenue trend based on each drug to show you which one actually is the main motor of this revenue increase for the last few years. And obviously this is Tyvaso. So all these things are related to lungs disease, but Tyvaso is one of their latest one that just keeps on getting more and more patients. And you will see over the next slides that they might be able to increase or expand their total addressable market. So here, these are the three phase 3 ongoing. Obviously, you see the ones related to Tyvaso that I'm mentioning are here actually to expand the total addressable market and basically to gain revenues over this Tyvaso. A new drug that will be coming, I will detail also, is Ralinepag, and other things related to organ manufacturing, which I will develop also a bit later. Tyvaso, this is their main blockbuster, which actually is only targeting for the moment this range of people, because the same drug can treat different type of problems. So you have the PH-ILD, the PAH, which has been like the first ones to be, like, say, treated. Then after now, United Therapeutics expanding into this PH-ILD. All right, there may be a competitor now, Liquidua, trying to get into this range of patients. However, United Therapeutics is already expanding into the phase 3 into a much wider range of population, which would be approximately 180,000 people in US only, which would possibly triple, quadruple their possible revenue related to Tyvaso. So great revenue increase, but also great possibility to expand even it further. Ralinepag, this is the other phase 3 ongoing. Obviously, this is a specific target to try to, let's say, compete with a product that is already online on the market, which is a Selexipag. And at the moment, this product generates $550 million per year. As you can see here on the graph that I mentioned on the presentation, the release of this molecule into the system is much more controlled and less spiking than the Selexipag, and this for lower dose. So obviously, if they make their phase 3 approved, I'm pretty sure that all these $550 million would probably switch to United Therapeutics, which would add even more revenues. Xenotransplantation, this is all about taking organs from pigs or from any other animal, but mostly pigs, and transplant them into human bodies with some modification, gene modification, to avoid getting rejected by the body itself. So a few weeks ago, they managed with this patient that was Lisa Pisano, that had like a heart failure, that was also having kidney problems. They decided to make like this compassionate trial to try to save her, and also to prove that the technology of xenotransplantation made by United Therapeutics is working. And guess what? This Lisa Pisano is now feeling really great and has been interviewed by TV, and then you can see that there was a before and after. So I really recommend you to watch the YouTube video, you can just type pig kidney transplanted into human and you will get a few more videos details. So based on this, let's go now into numbers, because it's a good story, but now do the number line up with the story? And the answer is obviously yes, yes, yes. Okay, so market cap is $12 billion at the moment. They generate approximately $1 billion of net income. But also looking at the balance sheet, you can see that they have a lot of cash. Approximately 4 billion of cash. They have 1 billion of cash of plant and property equipment, so buildings. They also have another $2 billion of investments, long-term investments, and zero debt. As you can see also on the cash flow statement, all the green things is like the operating cash flow that you see is always positive, and the capex, which is the yellow, is actually pretty low. Okay. So overall, today, right now, with the price of $255, their OPEX minus, let's say their cash minus the CAPEX divided by the enterprise value is approximately 10%. So that's really great. They have extremely good gross margin. Their net margin is hovering around the 40%, so just fantastic. And their revenue has been increasing. It's fantastic. No share dilution, just a little bit for stock options. But overall, this is great. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the operating leverage window that is here. And you can see over the last 4 years, I just put the CAPEX, the research and development, and here the sales and general and administrative, to show how incrementally it is compared to the gross profit. And you can see the gross profit actually is shooting up so fast compared to the other OPEX, that here you can define this as a operating leverage. And this is exactly what you want to find in a company to be able to leverage this the share price and then make some good benefits. So overall, that's the DNA card, and now we need to build up the operating model if we want to give a let's say a price target. So I went into their presentation, last presentation, and then their focus now is just make $4 billion run rate by the end of 2025. What does it mean? It means that on Q4 2025, they will make $1 billion revenue. So based on this, we can now start building the operating model based on the end of 2025. So I just put early 2026 revenue. So guidance is $4 billion. So obviously it's trailing 12 months. I would say 2026 is at least as good as end of 2025. All right. The net income, I just consider that the 40% is their average net income percentage. So it gives you a $1.6 billion of net income. And now let's go for the calculation. This net income, you need to divide it by the number of shares. It will give you the EPS. So 1.6 billion divided by 47 million shares will give you $34 of EPS. Now this EPS, you need to multiply it by a P ratio. So for a company that is growing 20%, you could put a P of 20, but here I just get conservative and I just consider that the company will grow only 10% a year, which is not real. Okay, so I'm conservative. I just select a P of 10. So the share price target for 2026 would be $340. Now we need to understand that the company needs to be readjusted based on the debt or the cash debt that the company owns at the moment right now. So we say that the company has around $4 billion, let's say round-ish. And again, you divide by the number of shares and it will give you a number of dollars of cash per share. So it's 85. And now you just sum up 340 plus 85 and it will give you a price target of $425. That's the reason why I'm assuming $425 for 2026. So if you put that on technical charts, obviously there's an ascending channel on the technical channel. This is more like a long-term channel on the blue. And you can see that it makes sense that this stock might reach $425 with no much, let's say, crazy technical challenge. So that's the 70% increase compared to 255 today. Just to put a word on ownership, to explain how tight is the float for this company is that, for example, Martin Rosblatt has like this 1.4% of total share count, which is approximately $151 million today. But as you can see, a lot of funds already invested into this company, giving only 36% share floats for the general public. So it's pretty tight. It's not $10 billion available for the public, but rather $4 billion. So now let's go to the conclusion. This company is very profitable, clean balance sheet, no debt, great operating leverage. Today the yield is actually pretty good. I don't know if I just updated it or not, but like yes, I think it's like a bit more than 10%. So there's a strong floor for the share price. Third point is they are expanding their total addressable market via the phase 3 Teton studies that are ongoing. I think the enrollment has been completed, and it will expand their Tyvaso product line. They already also shifting into their xenotransplantation, so it's going to be the next wave of revenue growth. So big 3D printed lung scaffolds with allogenic cells. As I mentioned, the CEO has skin in the game with more than $100 million worth of shares, so it's pretty important. She's been also the founder, so meaning that there's a stability in terms of vision, guidelines, and then direction of the company. So I'm very, let's say, enthusiastic about somebody that has like a mission, feels like has a mission, and Martin Rosblatt is really definitely this type of person who is on a mission for making this xenotransplantation like something that is accessible to everybody. As I mentioned, there are 5 products that are in phase 3. So obviously it will unlock potentially some revenues. Also, this recent xenothymokinase transplantation that was a full success. So it's validating this this technology, at least for now, and it can only improve over the next years. By the way, they developed their facility to make, I think, over 100 and more than 100 xenothymokinase and xenohearts. So it's already planning to basically make it like a factory, and this is the first step. So I'm very happy that they anticipate this, they're already taking action. And on top of this, 2 weeks ago, they announced a buyback program of $1 billion, which is approximately 10% of total shares, which will put even higher, like even more, let's say, a floor for the share price to avoid going down. And the final one is the short float. The share float is only 36% of the total shares. So tight float means like there can be like a lot of share price fluctuation in the upside. In terms of cons, obviously any phase 3 for drug trial presents some risks. There's always a possibility for failing. However, United Therapeutics has been so long into this lung, let's say lung drug domain that they pretty know if they engage into a phase 3 that they will have a likelihood of success, which is pretty high. So I'm pretty confident for that. The number 2 also for this next wave of revenue growth, which is the xenotransplantation, it worked. It was still a long path to get like approved, to get validated, to get completely approved by FDA. So it can take time, and also there's a little bit of competition, such as the company called eGenesis. I did not go into detail on really much on the way they make it, but I think United Therapeutics is well ahead of the game. And the last one was for this PH-IPF market that they just unlocked. Liquidia, I think, is another competitor that wants to go into this market. And obviously, this can present some risks. However, Liquidia, I think, is still in discussion or like in litigation. And overall, United Therapeutics, in the meantime, is getting more and more market share for this section of IPF. And I think it's really what you need to remember is look at the revenue, look at the net income, and this is so much money that's already going into the pocket of United Therapeutics that will not go to any other competitor. So overall, very excited about all these prospects, and as a reason why I really emphasize of please have a look at this company. Their numbers are good, the price for now is still cheap, and they have a mission on board on Earth to really help us in case we start having issues on the kidneys, hearts, lungs, everything. So I think it's really like a combination of a good investment plus also philanthropic investment compared to any other one. So I hope you enjoyed. Please give some comments if you have any questions. Give it a like if you liked, and then I see you soon for another video. Ciao, ciao.